Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
Obviously guilty. Because I think it was pretty clear. I think they found gold bars in his house. Obviously guilty, U.S. Senator Bob Menendez, a Democrat from New Jersey. This individual found guilty on 16 counts, which could bring a 22-year prison sentence. That's right, 222 years in prison. So he'll be like 900 when he gets out. He has been found guilty of bribery and acting as a foreign agent for his role in an Egyptian bribery scheme involving cash, gold bars, and a Mercedes-Benz. Despite the conviction, he remains free until sentencing on October 29th. He plans to appeal the verdict and remains a United States Senator despite calls for his resignation from his colleagues and even U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Number 6.
Alabama liberals love some political violence. They do. They love it. They love it. They love it, but rarely do they express how much they love it by going and spray painting Rip Thomas Matthew Crooks on a skateboard park near the Mobile police headquarters. They decided to put that graffiti up there and then almost in a way to say, we also have these other terrible ideas as well. They have painted hashtag BLM and a hammer and a sickle as well. So I like that they've gone from faking hate crimes to spray painting their own stupidity all over the place. So good for them. They're not alone, though. There have been multiple instances of this nonsense taking place across the country and the world, really, with musicians. More than one mayor, teachers, public officials, and other morons celebrating political violence right before they get fired. It's weird. Very weird.
Number 5.
One of Alabama's shining stars, United States Senator Katie Britt, Republican out of Montgomery, had a message for Alabama's second biggest embarrassment in the national media, Caitlin Collins of CNN. Stop being terrible at your job because, quote, unity is out there, end quote. Britt was suggesting that the media maybe cover some of the good stuff that's happening. The media said, we're not going to do that. It's all bad. Everything's terrible. Republicans hate each other, but they're kissing Donald Trump's ring. That's what they did last night and they're going to do today. Britt said to her, quote, to be honest, I really wish the media would do a little better job of covering when we do work together because there are a number of things where we have pieces of legislation. And then she goes into a whole bunch of stuff about times she's worked with Democrats. By the way, you may be asking yourself, who's the biggest embarrassment in the national media from Alabama? Joe Scarborough. He's sometimes a host on MSNBC. Joe Scarborough.
Number 4.
Looks like former President Donald Trump was right again. Milwaukee is a, quote, horrible city, end quote. There was a shooting near the security zone for the RNC that caused a little fear and confusion. Fear not, though. That was just normal crime in Milwaukee. Don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. But Capitol Police, monitoring the RNC's secure perimeter, stopped a suspicious man in a ski mask several blocks from the place the RNC was being held. Reports indicate he had an AK-47 pistol, a full magazine, and a Scream mask in a large backpack. So this guy was clearly just out on a normal walk doing absolutely nothing wrong. And he just happened to get caught up by the police there. So there are some issues taking place. There haven't been any riots there yet, so congratulations to Milwaukee for that one.
Number 3.
Speaking of normal, regular, just big city crime, Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin, who is not Batman, by the way. You may be confused on that, but he wanted people to know yesterday that he is not Batman. And he cannot solve the issues in Birmingham. But he has finally seen enough, and he promises to get tough on crimes after years of doing the exact opposite. And he demonstrated this with an AR-15 rifle and a Micro Draco handgun at a city council meeting, emphasizing the need to address gun violence following a weekend crime spree. Now, what this is Woodfin did not go on a crime spree, by the way. What this actually is him saying, we can't do anything. We're not going to do anything. It's the legislature's fault. Now, he's calling for stricter gun laws and things like this. What he fears is a state takeover, and that's coming. Can't come soon enough. And embattled Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle is very adamantly insisting that she will not resign, but she is making her own life pretty hard after her agency's failure to secure a rooftop from which Thomas Crooks attempted to assassinate former President Donald Trump. Cheadle noted the sloped roof in one of her terrible excuses. Quote, that building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And, there's a safety factor that would be considered there. We wouldn't want to put someone up on a sloped roof. Holy cow. That's terrible. Also considering the sniper himself was on a sloped roof and the people that killed him also on sloped roofs. So they were able to get up on those sloped roofs and make that happen. She is not making this easy on herself.
Now, time for the number one thing you'll be talking about today.
I thought that we were done with this, but we're not. We're not. I thought, they were going to stop going after Joe Biden, but they're not. And I love this. It's going to be almost impossible to remove him from the ticket, but I love that they're going down the path anyway. With a gaggle of House Democrats now demanding President Joe Biden's nomination kind of be held back a little bit. And then you have U.S. Representative Adam Schiff saying the Democrats will lose the Senate if he is the nominee. Still, all the efforts to remove him seem somewhat half-hearted. New polling shows former President Donald Trump continuing to lead as Biden continues to be a complete joke. In each and every swing state, we are finding that there is a Trump lead. This comes from a new survey. Trump is ahead in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, with his largest lead in Arizona at 44-37. And the closest races are in Michigan and Pennsylvania, where Trump has slight leads. So this whole Biden has to go stuff is obviously not done, although I thought it was. I thought we were moving beyond this, but apparently Democrats are still doing this. I just don't see how they push him out. He's made it clear he doesn't want to go. He is pandering to every possible group he can. Yesterday, he was speaking to an NAACP group, and he declared that the vice presidency is a black job. That's what he said in his pandering there. He also now is speaking to a Hispanic group. If I was a Hispanic person, that group would be like, so what, a Hispanic person can't be vice president? What's up with that? Got to be a black person? And anyone that knows Joe Biden would say, yeah, that Joe Biden made it clear he's going to appoint a black person. Same thing he did with the courts. What's up with the Hispanics? They get any love? Pander to us now. So Joe Biden finds himself in a pretty weird position. They are trying to push him out. Will they be successful? No, they will not. But we'll stay on top of this and so much more as we move through today's program. The 7 things, of course, brought to you by 2 Men in a Truck. You know 2 Men in a Truck. I know 2 Men in a Truck. You've used 2 Men in a Truck. You should always use 2 Men in a Truck when you are making your next move. Let 2 Men in a Truck help you out there. 2 Men in a Truck, Huntsville.com. That is their website. They have what's known as the grandma rule, where they treat everyone the way you'd want your grandma to be treated. That's well. They will come and they will move your stuff. They'll care very much about it and you. 2 Men in a Truck, Huntsville.com. Let these guys help you out today as they help everyone. 2 Men in a Truck, Huntsville.com. Check them out today. And when you do, of course, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 things you should be talking about today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.